So I'm going to show you guys these tracks really quick, and I want you guys to put in the comments what you think could possibly make these tracks. We always, kind of half-heartedly joke around about what's out here. You guys tell me what you think of these tracks.
You almost can see what looks to be toes. And now, I mean, these are old. These are at least a week old.
Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome back to North Country Off Grid. Today's a beautiful day. Oh, sun is shining. And it is bright. I wanted to bring you guys out here. We have been at it now, the home build, for about 3 to 4 days now of logging, and I wanted to kind of give you guys an overall view of what we got going on. A couple of you have asked questions about the land that we're working on, so I'll give you guys sort of a layout. Now we're standing right now in the middle of the easement road that comes down in between the property, and we own to the south and to the north. I'm gonna walk in here. I'll try to keep that sun off you guys. It'll get shaded once we get in here. And then the top section of this property is divided into two different parts, basically, an east and a west, with a little skid road going down the middle of it. But it's also divided in its landscape. It's very heavily treed over here to the right. Get in a little further and I'll show you guys. It's very thickly treed on this side. It's very thick. It's like this all the way back through. And a lot of these trees were snowshoeing, so it's a little loud. So on this side, where we've been working, you can see we've got quite a few trees down. We're making good progress on this side. It's actually just about done. I've only got a few more trees in here. They're going to be usable trees. The rest is all very small, very unhealthy stuff. Much of it is beetle pine killed, so it's just garbage, and it's infected by bark beetles. So you can see there's just a little bit of a stand right there. Kind of opens up and then gets a little bit thicker back in there. But this is where we've been working. You can see a lot of the down trees, and what I've been doing is dropping the tree and then bucking the tree, so that all we have to do, and then cutting it to size. So all we have to do is come in, choke it with a chain, drag it out. And so it's just gonna be like pulling toothpicks from a stack. That's basically, that's my idea of how it should go. That's sort of the game plan. Whether it actually goes that way or not, we will see. But the problem is this side back here. The problem is this thick side. It's so thick that dropping trees, they just fall into these other trees. And they're little trees, they're thin, but it doesn't matter. They'll still hang them up. The branches get intertwined in each other, and they will, it'll stop it from falling. And I've hung a couple up on this side. You guys will see all this stuff. The videos are coming out slower, because it's just a lot of work. So this is just kind of an update video to let you know they're coming. But that messes with my plan, because my plan was to go through here and selectively cut the trees that I wanted. I'm not going to be able to do that because I need to cut trees out of the way to fall the trees that I want, and that's kind of the issue. Now this whole area up here, we plan on logging everything, and this is going to become pasture, and we're going to run cows up here. So that's the end game for this area. What I wasn't planning on doing is logging all of it for this project. My plan was to log what I needed, and then maybe, as the years go on, come back up and cut down the rest of the stuff. But it's looking like I might have to do it now during the process. All right, so we're now up to the most northern part of our property, and back behind me you can see it kind of opens up out here. This is the neighbor's property to the north of us. His is basically a big field on half of the 20, and then on the northern half of his 20 is timber stand. So he's got a good size field out here. it's a big wide opening. And what that means for this part of the property up here is that we get a lot of animals that cross through because they're skirting his field. They're staying in the cover, which is to the north side of my property. So the south end of his property, that's where the animals come through. But I wanted to show you guys something while we're up here because the snow is melting off, and I'm not gonna be able to show you guys this stuff again because it's gonna melt away, but I wanna show you some very interesting tracks that we came across up here. So I'm gonna turn you guys around real quick. We'll get back to talking about falling this timber. Okay guys, so McKinley and I were up here and we were looking for trees, and you guys just saw that video come out. We got up to back in this area right here, and we cut some tracks, some very interesting tracks, some very big tracks. They'd been snowed on, so you know they weren't a great print, but they're very big prints, and there's such a big stride that they are bigger than my ability to walk. I cannot walk with that much of a stride. I'm 6'7", so I've got a pretty long stride. I've got the ability to stretch out, and I cannot match these prints. Now, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that we have a video out where we saw something dart behind me. We don't know what it is. It was when our goat had gotten killed by what was suspected was a cougar. And right here, at the tip of my axe there, I'll use my finger to show you guys. Right here is where it popped out and then walked through. And this is the opening where you guys see it. Now, just beyond that, you can kind of see out in this field area, that's all open field. So animals come through, the deer, they come through where it's shaded, where it's covered, and make their way through my property. Now the tracks that we cut just the other day are right back in here, and they come through right here. And I'm gonna take you guys to look at these tracks. Okay, so here's the divot of these tracks, guys. And we'll walk this way. I'll take you guys that way to look. But I want to show you where they went. Okay, so here's a divot, here's a divot, there's a divot, there's a divot. I'm gonna walk next to these tracks and then come back and show you guys what it would take. All right, I'm stretching out as far as I can. All right, you guys see these tracks? Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, walking through. These are big tracks. Now they've been snowed in. And then there's some other animal tracks mixed in with them, but these continue to go that way. And then getting through there, they wash out. And then out to the other side, they pick up again. Okay, so coming back, okay, you guys can see these big divots. And then you can see my snowshoe tracks. You can see that my divots and the snowshoe tracks, it's pretty hard for me to keep that distance of step. Even with snowshoes, it's just too wide. And then in some areas it was so wide that I couldn't. But look at this. Look at the size of that divot and that divot there. Now these are going to look a little bigger, more magnified because the snow is melting, and it just kind of washes out the tracks. But I'm walking next to these in
with snowshoes on. My normal boot is a size 13, and these are bigger than my normal boot. So to give you guys some sort of perspective, there's my axe. See the size of that footprint? There's my hat. Give you a couple references. There's a print. Hat. Look at that. Buck knives, baby. Yeah, get you a buck knife. Okay, so look right here, guys, on this track. You almost can see what looks to be toes. And now, I mean, these are old. These are at least a week and it's starting to melt. But that is an awfully odd looking track to me. I don't. Okay, so they continue through here. Look how big these gates are. I mean, it's huge. From this track, which would be a left side, right side, left side, that right there is like 10 feet. That's like a 10-foot span right there. It's insane. Okay, so there's our tracks where we cut them. This is where we came through. So you can see mine and McKinley's snowshoeing tracks. And then we went that way and followed them that way for quite a while. So right where we are, again, right here is where in the video something walked in front of those trees, and then went that way, and then you couldn't see it again. And right there is a bit of a road that goes back, an old skid trail. Yeah, I can see more of those tracks out there. So I ran out here really quick to show you guys this stuff, and I bring my gun with me. I don't know if you can see the hair standing up on my arm, but looking at that track right there and kind of making out what almost looks to be toes makes me a little nervous. I can see more of these tracks out here walking across out there, and I can tell that they're the same because they're so big and they're so wide. No animal makes that kind of track. It's not a bear. Bears don't make tracks that big. It's not an animal bounding because it's right, left pattern, just like a person walking. And they're not snowshoes because they're pretty deep in the snow. And you can make out, it's not like the round hoop of a snowshoe. It looks foot shaped, boot shaped. But we're not going to go out there and look around because that's not my property. So that's as far as we're going, guys, and I don't know that we'll cut any more tracks at all out here because all this stuff is melting off. But this is the exact same area that we had the last little video. Stuff. All right, so my battery's dying. I got to get back. But basically, I just wanted to come out here and show you guys what's going on over here with this area, you know, and let you know that eventually this whole area is going to get cleared and is going to become open pasture land for the cows. So we're not too worried about like selective logging it. We don't need to leave stuff for healthier, you know, future growth. Our plan is to bushwhack absolutely everything and turn this into a nice field. But like I was explaining to you guys, we got to start on the north end and clear everything coming this way, so that when we're on the south end, we can pull it and take it right to our building location. And then hopefully we just have to work from the south end all the way to the north. And we've got our trees. All right, guys, so the next part of this video is logs. How many logs do we need? So I've done some rough estimates of about what I think, how many trees I need. We're shooting for about a 30 by 30 cabin. I think we might go 2 stories on it. So I want you guys to tell me what you think. How many trees do you think we're gonna need to cut down? So tell me in the comments what you think those tracks are, and tell me in the comments how many trees you think we'll need. All right, guys, thanks for coming on a walk with me. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy the build series. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. If you think you know anyone who can identify those tracks, send them this video, send them over, have them take a look at it. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.